to your oh so yummy restorative practice. So those that have practiced restorative yoga with me before, you know we use a lot of props. And the thing is, not everyone has all the yoga props in their house. So we're going to call this the MacGyver restorative class, and using what you might have on hand at home. So as we get into this, we like to use a lot of props in restorative so that the whole body can relax. The idea of just being more passive and restorative yoga being a lesson in releasing. And releasing being the art of letting go of doing, which seems to be the name of the game these days. Let go of doing. So with the stuff that we might be using, if you have blocks, they could come in handy. Otherwise, have a bunch of blankets. I grabbed some just normal pillows, and we're going to make a bolster with pillows and blankets in a little bit. But to start things off, you don't really need anything except one blanket. And as you set up for your restorative, light some candles, get some twinkle lights going, put on your favorite lullaby music, put on your pajamas, and just get super comfy cozy, because that is what this is all about. And hopefully with the restorative practice, what we're doing is calming down the body. We're increasing more activity of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is more about relaxing, which I don't know about you, but I could use a little bit more of these days. So let's get to it. So for starters, we just need one blanket, unfolding it, or just finding a blanket that's kind of this size. And then you need a bare wall. So at home, that might be easier said than done. You can also do this in a doorway if that's what you have on hand. We're going to start with legs up the wall. So I place my blanket out, kind of right out from the wall. If you have an eye pillow, like so, or if you have one of those like sleeping eye masks, that can be nice too, just helping you tune in a little bit more. And as we go for legs up the wall, you can get into this any way you feel like, to put your legs up the wall, your body on the floor. Pretty self-explanatory. I like to first become a little egg, sitting right on the corner of my blanket, bringing the shoulder down to the same side, and then rolling onto my back, so that way I still have the blanket underneath me, and extending my legs up long. And then coming into this, if the hamstrings, the backs of the legs feel really tight, you can press yourself away from the wall so you have a little bit less of an angle. You can also do this with knees bent some more. If you want to get yourself closer to the wall, it's a little tricky as one person. You can kind of shimmy yourself in, or press yourself, sliding in, extending legs up the wall, arms at whatever position feels most comfortable. And if you do have an eye mask or an eye pillow, that can be super nice. Just help you drop in here. Oh man, feels good already. I'm just letting everything relax, closing the eyes, take a deep breath in, and side out. And taking another deep breath in, and let it go. As you start to settle into this first position, begin to turn the attention inside. Put a pause button on whatever was happening prior to you coming to your mat. Just give yourself this time here in this shape. Feeling the hips grounded down towards the floor. Let go of any holding in the legs and just putting in the minimal effort needed to stay in this shape. Allow the head to be nice and heavy. Soften through the shoulders, the arms. Arms are in whatever position feels best. Starting to focus on your breathing. Noticing where you feel the breath. And start to relax through the belly. Imagining the belly was like a calm pool of water. Starting to gently slow the breath down. And giving yourself time to get quiet as you stay here. Can you feel the muscles in the face soften? Allow the jaw to relax. The tongue to move away from the upper palate and settle in the lower palate. Just giving yourself whatever time you have for this restorative practice. So if you don't have the time to do the full class, you can do it piecemeal. You can just do 1 or 2 poses at a time. Just give yourself whatever you have to relax, to release, and start letting go of doing. If at any point during this part of your practice in this shape, if you start to get tingly in your toes or lose feeling in your toes or your legs, you can always just bend the knees and bring the feet onto the wall. Other option, if the legs get tired of being extended upward, you can cross the legs on the wall as well. And give yourself a few more deep breaths in whatever version you're in right now. Soften through the belly, taking deep belly breaths. And taking a deeper breath in and sigh out. Bend the knees and bring the feet onto the wall. And two options to get out of this. You can either press yourself out away from the wall, or you can roll to one side. If you roll to the side, just pause there for a moment on your side. Breathing into the back body. And then sweetly helping yourself slowly back up. That feels better. Then moving into more of the MacGyver part of your practice. So we're going to create a bolster here. So for this one, I'm going to take my blanket so it's a little bit bigger. I'm going to take my do I need it this big? Maybe not. Maybe it just needs to be this big. We'll find out. Take my two pillows rather, and give them a little squish. And then start to roll the pillows in the blanket. So you're making yourself a bolster. Or if you happen to have a pillow that looks like that, you can use that as well. So this is my makeshift bolster. Placing that at the top of my mat. And then if you have other blankets, you can use them to get a little extra comfy cozy here. So I'm going to take another one, place it down on my mat for just a little extra cushion to sit on. And then coming up nice and close to your pillow bolster, with your left hip close by, hands come on either side. And as you inhale, get nice and long, and then twist towards your bolster some more, lying down, turning your head in whatever direction feels most comfortable, adjusting the legs as you need to. You can give the bolster a little hug, or just let the arms go wherever they feel most comfortable. Eyes can close again as you settle in here in your twist. Let the shoulders soften. And settling into this new shape here. Bringing attention back to the breath, and then letting the breath slow down again. Make any little micro movements, adjustments to get more comfortable. Giving yourself the time you need to settle in. It might not come instantly, and that's okay. With each breath, can you soften into this a little more? And let yourself get quiet again. Taking a couple more deep breaths here. And then a fuller inhale and sighing it out. And in these restoratives, the transitions are just as important as the postures themselves. Just seeing how quiet and slow moving you can stay as you transition out, so that the body, the mind, everything can stay nice and calm. Beginning to press into the hands as you roll back up. Just slowly helping yourself back up. Pause when you come to the top. And turning to face the other way. So your right hip is close to your bolster. Bring both hands either side. Twisting yourself around. Lengthen through the spine. And then lower yourself down. Again, turning the head whatever way feels best for your neck. Giving yourself some time to settle in here. Let the head be nice and heavy. Relax the shoulders. You might be hugging your pillows, you might not. Let the breath slow down again as you settle in. Gently twisting to the other side. As you stay here, if there are any places that feel tight or tense, can you breathe into them and invite them to release even just a little bit? If you feel like turning your head the other way, you can do that, see if it feels good. Taking a couple more breaths here. And again, taking a deeper breath in and sighing it out. And slowly starting to help yourself back up. Pressing into the hands, rolling up through the spine. And pausing when you get to the top. And then turn so that your back is towards your pillow bolster. And bring your feet a little wider apart and gently let the knees fall side to side. A little bit of movement between our restorative postures. And pause and center, extending the legs long. Give them a little wiggle and a shake. Bend to the knees, heels reach away from you, toes towards you. Inhale, reach up tall. And exhale, fold. Just keeping those knees nice and bent. And roll on up, breathing in, reaching up tall. And fold. One more time like that. Reach up tall. And fold. And then hang out here for a second, relaxing the shoulders, the head. Breathing into the back body, take a deep breath in. And let it go. Gently roll back up. And then moving into a supported child's pose. So for this one, you take the knees nice and wide, big toes touch. And moving your bolster in closer towards you. So a couple things to be aware of in our supported child's pose. Noticing how the feet are here and how the ankles feel. And if the tops of the feet are feeling tight, the ankles are feeling tight, you can roll your blanket up or a towel up, whatever you're working with, so that you have a little bit more support underneath the ankles and feet. If you need that. If there's space between your butt and your feet, you can fill that space with another blanket. So you just have a little bit of a spacer. Making this as high as you need it to be. So if you need more blankets, you can put it on top, more pillows. Do what you gotta do to get comfortable. Smush this into whatever shape you need. And then come to rest down. Oh, so nice. And again, just hugging the bolster, just let the arms go wherever. Letting the eyes close, settling into this. You can rock a bit side to side. Just settle in. Relax the shoulders. And starting to feel the breath moving through the back body. Breathing into the back of the lungs, expanding through the back ribs. As you again slow everything down. Learning to find release in these different shapes. Making any little micro movements, adjustments to get more comfy. soften into the shape a little bit more. And at this point, if you want to turn your head the opposite way to balance things out, feel free to do so. If that's not comfortable, you can just stay how you are. And taking another deep breath in here and sigh out. Extend your arms longer out in front of you. Spread through the fingers, give them a little wiggle. As you breathe in, slowly start to come up to your hands and knees. That's coming over your bolster pillows here in a tabletop position. Breathing in, arc open, look up. Exhale, curl in. Breathing in, arc open. And curl in. And one more time, arc open. And curl in. Coming back to a neutral spine and bring the feet to the right, looking over your shoulder. And over to the left. And to the right. And to the left. And back to center. And move your pillows out of the way for a moment. Taking a little bit more cushion underneath you. Unfolding the blanket fully. So just give yourself a little bit more to work with, whatever you're working with. And then bring your bolster back. And lie down on top of that with the hips, the pelvis on the bolster. And keep your knees down on the ground. Making a little bit of a cushion with the blanket for your head. And what we call bump on a log. creating a bit of space in the low back. Making any adjustments if you want a little extra cushion, folding that blanket so the head's a little more supported. If that's not comfortable for the head to turn it to one side, you can also stack hands, rest your forehead on the hands, turning the head in whatever direction feels most comfortable. Relax the shoulders, breathing into the belly. If you feel a little squished against the floor here, you can bring more height underneath the head. If it's comfortable to turn your head the other way, you can do that. Taking a deeper breath in, inside out. To come out of this, bring the hands by the sides of the chest and gently press yourself back up to a tabletop. Then pull the hips back to heels, finding a child's pose again. You might be able to rest the head on your pillows. and start to help yourself back on up. All right. And then adjusting your bolster if it started to come undone like mine this year. Come on, buddy, keep it together. And turn it long ways again. Moving into what is thought of as the queen of all restorative postures and a crowd pleaser in most of the classes I teach. Moving into a supine bound angle, Supta Baddha Konasana. So sitting in front, have a little bit of space. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and knees nice and wide. So here it is noticing if the hips are feeling tight, if the legs are higher, if they're lower down. If you have blocks, take your blocks, place them underneath the knees at whatever height for a little extra support. If you don't have blocks, but you have some spare blankets, you can take a blanket. You can do this even if you have blocks as well. And make a long roll, something that might look like that, placing it over your feet and under your ankles. And the more you tug it in nice and close, the more supportive it is for the legs. If you don't want as much support, you can place it out a little bit further. So you can do this and also use the blocks as well if you want double duty. So I'm going to do that. That feels nice. If you have your eye pillow or eye mask, have that close by. Little tuck of the tailbone towards your heels, but nothing major. And then lie on back. Oh, nice. Make any adjustments. Oh, so good. Placing your eye pillow or eye mask on. Letting the arms rest wherever they feel most comfortable. And take a deep breath in and sigh out. Start to soften into this shape. Let the legs get heavy, relaxing into the support. Feel the belly soften as you breathe deep belly breaths. Resting over the pillows here, nice and light through your heart, open through the chest, broadening across the collarbones, shoulders softening, arms getting heavier. Relax, release a little bit more with each exhale. Can you relax through the face a little bit more? Softening across the eyebrows. Relax through the jaw, the tongue. Unfurrowing the brow. yourself this sweet time to pause. Start to extend the legs long out away from you. Feet flopping in whatever direction feels most comfortable. And start to point and flex through the feet. Circle through the ankles a bit. Take them one way and then the other. You can bend the knees, bringing the feet to the floor, just slipping them out from under the blanket if you used that. Let your knees gently sway side to side. If the blocks are in the way, just push them out. Just slowly taking the knees side to side. Next time the legs come over to one side, the rest of the body can follow. You can use one hand to hold the eye pillow if you're using that on your face. When you come to rest on your side, letting the eye pillow fall if you have it still. And then whatever way feels sweet and supportive, start to press yourself back up. Taking your time to come all the way up to a comfortable seat. Doing whatever you need to do to get comfortable sitting here for a little bit, with whatever props that you might want. And as you find your seat, let the eyes close again. Or you can just take the gaze down towards your lap, the floor. Keeping the attention inside a little while longer. Feel the breath moving through the body. Noticing where you feel the breath. And then tuning in and becoming aware of any shifts or changes having gone through a restorative practice. What do you feel like sitting here now? And has anything shifted for you? Allow the breath to stay nice and slow. Seeing if there's a bit more quiet or a bit more calm within the body. Knowing that you can come back to this at any point that you need that again. And when you're ready, bring one hand to heart center, other hand rests on top of it, and bow the head towards hands and heart. And thank yourself for showing up today, for giving yourself this quiet time on your mat. Give yourself this time to restore, to recenter. to the wonder and wisdom within you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Hopefully you can keep this nice calm state with you the rest of your day or the rest of your night. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.